Hello, y'all. Hello. Did you miss me? Did you? I missed you. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this fan down. That's better. Hello, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Jeffroy's Closet. I am your host, Miss Leeander, LeeLee's Alexander, honey. And we're going to get into it tonight. We ain't going to be here too long. I just want to, I'm going to talk a little bit, but tonight's topic is going to be thrift shopping. Sorry. I'm trying to multitask right now because I'm trying to finish up my makeup. Um, but yeah, tonight's topic is going to be thrift shopping. Give you some tips, and then we're going to talk about that taboo around it and how that's ridiculous, and how it can actually help you in your wardrobe as well as save you in your wallet. Okay, so stay tuned. We about to get into it. Jeffroy's Closet starts now. Hello. Baby, what is going on with the chair? Is it stuck to the ground? It won't let me go, y'all. It won't. Hold on. Jesus. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I am your host, Miss Leeander, LeeLee Alexander. Welcome to Jeffroy's Closet, where we talk about a lot of things fashion, style, and beauty, as well as some other topics we get into. But we're gonna go ahead and get into tonight's topic because, like I said, it ain't gonna be too long, and I'm actually getting ready right now for something. I'm actually getting ready for work right now. Remember, this is a recorded show, so but even though it ain't live, I'm still giving you all that you need. But listen, y'all. Today we're gonna talk about thrift shopping. Okay. Um, and the reason I want to bring up this topic because honestly, most people know that um, a good part of my wardrobe is actually thrift shopping. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to do this. A good part of our show is actually, a good part of my wardrobe, sorry, is actually thrift shopping. Um, and it really, before I kind of, started really expressing my gender expression and myself as I am, dressing more feminine, stuff like that. Um, I was at the thrift stores, especially for college. When I had to, because in high school, I had to wear a uniform. So it wasn't really much of a need for a lot of wardrobe at least. But when I got to college, where you have a uniform, you got to try to get your wardrobe, get some outfits together. So that's when I really got into the thrift store world. That was over 10 years ago at this point. um, but the reason I like thrift shopping is one of the obvious reasons it on saves you money, just period, saves your wallet. Okay, it's very inexpensive. Um, and especially for those of us in the trans community who are in the process of transitioning, or maybe you just started hormones, so you're not really trying to spend a whole much of money on your wardrobe right now. And if you watch the last Jeffroy's Closet, I actually give you tips on why that's not the case or why you shouldn't do that. But thrift shopping is a way to really um, help you with your wardrobe. And it's not, a lot of people say, it's not something temporary or something like that. If you really know how to look for clothes and fabrics and um, really know how to study them, you can find some really good pieces in the thrift store. Um, so it's truly is cost saving. Um, and honestly, you can find a lot of great pieces that you will find in the major brands there. Now, I'm not saying you might depending on what thrift store you go, you might find some of the like top tier names. But the stuff you find in Kohl's and J.C. Penney and Banana Republic and all that stuff, as well as many other stuff, you can find right in the thrift store. Now I know many concerns, well, a few concerns with thrift shopping. One, obviously, being that it's worn by other people. um, you know, some people are not okay with that. Um, but the thing with that, and this brings me to the second point of the benefits of thrift shopping. It is very environmental friendly. Why? You're reusing clothing. Instead of throwing that, jacket or that shirt that you don't want out, most people do donate, but you can also get it to a thrift store, um, and have somebody else, that, what as the saying goes, one person's trash is another person's treasure, which has been my case. I have found so many great pieces in the thrift store, y'all. So many great pieces. Actually, this shirt, thrift store. As for the whole, concerns about, people wearing and stuff like that. Okay, so what I do is when I go through shopping, I get my stuff. And depending, you always want to read the labels, or if your fabrics or whatnot, you'll know how to take care of them. But some of the stuff you can only just throw in the washer. Do a wash and dry. If you're real particular, wash it twice and dry it. So you want to make sure you're real particular. Some pieces you can also go to the cleaners, have it professionally cleaned. Okay. Um, and like I said, reason because people have been asking me, because people think I shop at exclusive shops or boutiques. I guess I'm like, no, the boutique is this is mine. This is a thrift store. If it ain't past sugar, I'm going to the thrift store. I mean, I shop everywhere else, but most thrift stores are just, again, it's just so cost saving. You find great pieces, and not only do you find great pieces, you can actually really find some unique pieces, like pieces that you're not going to see out there. Most of the time, that could be because certain pieces have gone out of style, out of trend, and all that stuff with fashion. I discussed more about that, I believe, 2 videos ago in Jeffroy, or a few videos ago, between fashion versus style, um, and the whole, how trends, they come and they go, but a lot of fashion trends tend to repeat themselves. So, like, say, I don't know, let's take this shirt for example. Maybe at one point in time, and I'm pretty sure this is still in style actually. But let's just say, you know, this was in style maybe 10 years ago. Not so much now. This type of shirt with open shoulders and the neck. Let's say hypothetically this was in style 10 years ago. Or went out of style 10 years ago, but it's like out of a fashion trend. Um, the person who had it, maybe they had brought it from, I forget what this shirt is from, but like this, whatever store. They wore it. Maybe they might have been like, well, it's out of trend now. They gave it to the thrift store. I probably got this shirt maybe like a year ago. Because the thing is that fashion, again, remember, fashion trends, they never really truly go away forever. Fashion trends always tend to recycle or cycle themselves. Okay? So again, 20 years ago, maybe polka dots was in, and then it went out. In the next 10 years, it could make a comeback. And that's part of, that's interesting. Part of how fashion trends really start, what I've noticed is that, you know, a person or people who is dressing themselves according to their own style, their own personal self and expression, they're aware of something that just seems so unique and hasn't been seen before. Then all of a sudden, people start catching on. I can't. It is a commercial. I think it's a commercial for a thrift store actually that actually shows that something similar. Like they'll see one person wearing it, and then they might, oh, I want that. They'll try to look for it, but they might find something else, and then that person might start wearing the other thing. It's it's a domino effect in many ways, and that's how fashion works. So when people say, "Well, I don't want to shop at a thrift store because it's out of style," or that's not the case. In fact, you can find the most original outfits or create your own original, because really it's going to be you creating. You can create your most original outfits from a thrift store. Your most original outfits can come from a thrift store, really. And I'm not just talking about every day. I'm talking about you can really find some good stuff in the thrift store, depending on which thrift store you go to, because not every thrift store is the same. But there are some really good ones out there, really, really good ones out there. So I am a big fan of thrift shopping. Another thing too, I like, especially goes along with everything else, is so for those of us who do 9 to 5, which is day to day, whatever. I like thrift store because you can actually get your everyday clothes. So like I always say the way I have my closet set, I have stuff that's more so very for formal or formal events, whatever, or special events. I have certain pieces of my wardrobe that I don't wear very often because it's just kind of like I consider them classic pieces for me, so I don't wear them as much. And then I'll have an everyday wardrobe. Of course, right now since my wardrobe is I'm redoing my wardrobe, everything is kind of being mixed up now. But for most part, that's how I organize my wardrobe. The thrift store is a great, great way. And I remember when especially when I first got out of college and had to go get a job or got my job and had to get the wardrobe, baby, I was in that thrift store. Why? I don't have to. I don't. Again, it's cost saving. If you just looking for some everyday work clothes or whatever, thrift store. And then the best part is if you know how to style, or if you want, you can also hire me because I am a wardrobe stylist and beauty advisor. You can really make so many great outfits for dirt cheap. I have literally walked out of the thrift store, at least the thrift store where I'm at, because they do a sale. They do this big sale every Monday. But um, I have literally walked out of the thrift store with 15 shirts, maybe 10 pants, and only paid $25. And I'm not lying. I'm not over exaggerating. I'm not lying. That's how I got game to it. I said, wait, and then you again, you can find some really good pieces. But the thing is, you have to really one be in tune to your style because okay, going back, um, that's something. Well, for me, it's better because my style has not necessarily shifted, but become more into light over the years, especially because me transitioning. I am non-binary, but I'm transitioning how I express my gender. Um, no hormones or nothing, but just kind of expression and dress and stuff like that. Um, so you have to really know how to style yourself. You have to really know, be in tune to like, what do you like? What do you like to do? Um, how do you like to express yourself? How does that communicate to other people? What do you want to communicate to other people? That whole styling bit. um, the second thing is, of course, um, color and texture matching, which was that's where a lot of people have some trouble with at times. But you want to make sure that we're out, in the thrift store, looking for outfits or maybe looking for pieces to add to your wardrobe. Of course, you want to make sure that what you're buying can complement your wardrobe. Of course, that's what you should do anytime you're shopping, for the most part. But with thrift shop, because you could really, like, literally, you could get a whole new wardrobe from the thrift store. You could literally get a whole new just kind of basic wardrobe for everyday use, whatever, from the thrift store. Ser- Seriously, like seriously. So that's why I be like putting people on games at thrift stores. And I think I don't know if I say there is a taboo around it, but I think that has really started to shift it in the past 10 years. There are still some people out there who swear up and down they won't go near it. That's fine, baby. Most stuff for me. Because again, if you know how to shop, if you know what you're looking for, of course, again, when you're looking at the pieces, you always expect every inch of it. What I always tell people to do is, especially with thrift shopping, you get it off the rack or whatever, expect it. Do you see any rips? Do you see any missing buttons? Do you see any stains or anything? Sorry, not inspect it. Inspect it. I say inspect it at least 3 times. I'll inspect it when I get off the rack. Maybe when I'm putting stuff in my cart. I'll still go through some stuff like, okay, let me just look through this again. Definitely at the checkout line, I'm okay. Um, because sometimes there could, there are some clothes there that they're not necessarily not wearable, but there's some might be some flaws with them. Of course, I've come across a few pieces where maybe it was a missing button or it might have been a rip there. But since I know how to sew and kind of do stuff like that, some of that stuff you can fix. And that's not if you have good sewing skills or maybe even good cleaning or you really know how to remove a certain stain from different fabrics, whatever. The thrift store is for you. Um, so yeah, it's so cost effective and like environmental friendly. You're not, again, y'all. I don't know if y'all been paying attention the past 2 years, but this whole climate change is real, and us humans are the ones the cause of it. Um, so for me, I really want going. I always want to try to be environmental friendly. That's one of the best ways because especially with fashion and industry, um, one of the the fashion industry can be very very wasteful. And I think right now we're seeing a change within the fashion industry to push more towards, reusable fashion, environmentally friendly fashion. And that's where thrift stores really come in, really. Because again, you're not throwing it away, it's being reusable. And then if you decide you don't want it more, take it back to the thrift store or you can sell it on, one of these kind of, what do you call them? Like closet shop, like Poshmark, or it's another one too, to give it to somebody else. It like the whole reusable fashion or you know have it taken somebody once in somebody else's wardrobe and make it in your own is very much a thing right now for various reasons. I mean, cost savings. You're saving so much money that shirts. I kid you not. There's been shirts I brought from brand names in thrift store. that and regular retail would cost $50 plus. In that thrift store, if it and that if it's in good condition, because usually they price it by the condition. But if for a shirt that's like $50 plus in the regular store, will be between $10 to $15 in the thrift store, if that. And that's if because a lot of thrift stores do also do these big sales at times, where it's like 50% off or 75% off, stuff like that. Because thrift stores are really about just getting the clothes out. They want them in, they want them out. Um, so it's a great way. And then even if you're looking at your wardrobe and you want to give some stuff away, or you're thinking that some pieces needs to go, take it to the thrift store. Because guess what? You can also get a tax write off. So I absolutely love thrift stores. Love them because it's just amazing. Again, you get cost savings. You can easily get an everyday wardrobe, so you don't have to go to all these big name stores just to get clothes every day. Especially if you're doing like depending on what your 9 to 5 is, if it's an office stuff, you can still look cute, but you're like I'm not trying to pay $300 for an outfit to wear to work, depending on what your job is. Now, if you're going to red carpet, that's different. But most of us, we on that 9 to 5 grind right now. I want to look good and not have to spend so much money. Okay, so it's that you easily can get a wardrobe. Environmentally friendly. That's three. Um, and I would say a fourth benefit is. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, child, it's time to change this hair out. Okay, I got to change my hair this weekend. I'm gonna take it out and wash it. I don't know what style I'm gonna do yet. I'm stuck in between two styles right now. Sorry, y'all. Um, but yeah, so the fourth benefit would be, um, you know, also you're able to clear your own wardrobe for some pieces you might not want. And if you go to the thrift store, there's a tax write-off, um, at least. So, I always encourage you, especially again to my trans community, especially if you are just starting hormones or haven't started yet but plan to, if you're gonna have surgery but haven't had it yet but plan to, because when if you're transitioning physically, your body dimensions and things is going to change. So the clothes you might get at the beginning might not be the right fit at the end. So that's where the thrift shop becomes in because it's very inexpensive. If the clothes are ever to become where, oh, okay, well, this piece ain't for me anymore because the hormones have changed this or surgery did this and that, you can easily, again, either take the clothes to the thrift store, get your tax write off. There's various actual apps now. We can actually sell stuff right from your closet, so you can make money that way. You could even donate it to, somebody else in the trans community who maybe are at that beginning stage, and maybe you have some wardrobe that can benefit them. Um, so I just really all around love thrift stores. I just think it's such a great thing. Again, you could literally walk out there with outfits, old outfits. Like I just said, I literally one shopping spree I did 15 at least 15 shirts, maybe 10 pants. When then all that, I probably had just from those items alone, I probably had a good 10 to 15 outfits, and that's not including the wardrobe I already had at home. So it's very beneficial. It's very beneficial to thrift shop. I'm not saying that has to be your main source, and if it is, who cares? That's your business. As Tabitha Brown, that's your business, honey. Listen, because I like I said, I understand the stigma behind thrift shopping. I get it, but at the same time, if you know how to shop, if you know what to look for, you know how to inspect the pieces. There are so many pieces in these thrift stores, y'all, that are in great condition. And again, regular retail price would be 50 plus. There you paying maybe between $5 to $15 for that same shirt in good condition. The only reason it's there because somebody brought it when it was in style on the rack from the original department store 5 years ago. They didn't want it or it went outside or whatever. It got to a thrift store and that can be belong to you. Again, it's just a great easy way to really build your wardrobe. Because building a wardrobe is expensive, time consuming as all. That's why I do what I do. That's why I became a wardrobe stylist because it's a need for it, very much. Um, and again, a lot of people might want to question the quality of thrift store shopping or the material or clothes. The clothes are from everywhere. It's not thrift store is not a brand of clothes. Okay, you could get thrift clothes, items, everything from pretty much every department store you can think of. And depending on that's why I say inspect the clothes because depending on how the last owner took care of it, it could still be in good condition. So now the onus is on you to continue to take care of it. Because that's another thing I see a lot of people thrift store. Well, I brought this from thrift store and didn't do this. And then I said, well, what happened? Well, I wore it and then they washed it, but they might have washed it on hot when it's supposed to be washed on cold. They probably dried it when it was supposed to be dry. Honestly, with all of your clothes, no matter where they come from, you should be looking at the label to see how to take care of it. If you know your fabrics, you know certain fabrics how to wash them, how to dry them. That's what that's what you need to look at when you're thinking about integrity of the pieces of the items of the clothing. Okay, because sometimes it's not always on the materials or the fabric. Sometimes it's on you, the owner, and how you take care of them. If you're not taking care of your clothes, don't expect them to take care of you. That's all I'm saying. So, for those of you, if you're looking like, especially with the holidays coming up, again, you might be looking like, I need to find just some quick outfits or whatever. If you are maybe starting a new job or getting a new job, maybe you're talking about money, but maybe it's a change of wardrobe or you want to do a different style. Um, if you just want to add to your wardrobe, or if you're part of the trans community who's in transition, but you're looking now to find clothing that fits more your expression, like me, thrift store, thrift store, thrift store. Love, 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 love thrift stores. And again, it depends on which one you go to. Not every thrift store is the same because you might be thinking of a rinky dink thrift store down the street from you, but if you probably go like 2 miles over, you might find some good pieces. You might find some good pieces. So it's all I just say, hey, check it out. Check out thrift stores. Check out your local thrift stores. You'll be very surprised what you and honestly, it's not all clothing too. I have gotten house decor, uh, various electronics, some furniture like different tables, all from the thrift store, honey. From the thrift store. So I definitely say check it out, yo. Check out your nearest thrift store. Yes, I understand the stigmas, but again, cost savings. You're not paying the department store prices. You're paying 50 to 75% less, if not more. Sometimes even up to 85 to 90% less in thrift stores. Okay. Um, Two, just a great way to build and get that everyday wardrobe. You know, you really want to wear your fur coat or your that silk dress or whatever every day. Well, get your everyday clothing. Like this is just everyday clothing. It looks good. I take care of it. It treats me good. It does what it has to do. Three, environmentally friendly. You're not. It's saving waste because you're not throwing clothes. Clothes aren't being thrown away. They're being reused. And honestly, the thrift store stuff, I have stuff in my closet that I brought from the thrift store 10 years ago, and they are still in mint condition because I took care of them. I received them in condition. Sometimes not always, maybe 100% mint, but again, depending on what's wrong with it, I can fix it. Fix it if it's a button miss or it's a rip or something. I can work with that. Um, But yeah, I've had stuff in my closet I brought from the thrift store 10 years ago. Some of them more than 10 years ago. Like just good pieces. Like, oh, I like this. I'm gonna keep this. It's all about how you take care of it. That's with any clothes. So whether it's thrift store, because people who say, "Oh, I don't shop at thrift store because the integrity of the clothing and stuff like that." Okay, but you shopping at these high brand, not high name department stores or whatever. You get their clothes, but you didn't take care of those. So help me understand. But yeah, y'all. So that's just what I want to come in and talk about right quick. Let me know in the comments. Do you thrift shop? How do you feel about thrift shopping? Again, I love it, honey. It was a game changer for me, and I still do. Um, and actually, I ain't gonna say, but yes, y'all. I might actually have a little something coming up with thrift store or a service for thrift store starting the next year. So hint, hint. Um, but anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. To everyone watching the playback, thank you so much. Like, listen, to my playback audience, I love y'all. Y'all are doing the thing. I see the numbers. I see y'all, and I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. If this is your first time tuning in, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe and share. This ain't the only show I do. It's two other shows, and I got another. Oh, it's December. I got the other show coming out this month, y'all. Ooh. It'd be at the end of the month though, towards the end of the month. But yeah, I got this show, two other shows, and another show upcoming, y'all. And then of course 2022 coming. So are you ready? Are you ready? 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 If you're looking for me on social media, Facebook HUSPDS. IG and Twitter, PDS_style, honey. Go ahead over there, like. You can find me over there, give you some content over there. And if you all didn't know, I am now on Spotify and Google Podcasts. Yes, honey. I told you a bitch is doing work. A bitch is working. Spotify and Google Podcasts. Go over there and follow me over there as well, depending on whichever one you prefer. Both. I usually like both. But go ahead and follow me over there because starting next year, I'm going to be giving some exclusive content on my podcast as well. So make sure you're following and doing and staying in tune, honey. Um, so very quick before we close, there will be a LeeLee Speaks show this Friday, but it's going to be a little bit different for the next few weeks actually because I'm going to be doing something a little bit special with LeeLee Speaks. I'm going to be doing a little series. I'll be releasing more information about that um, on the social medias. House PDS, HUS PDS, and IG and Twitter PDS_. I'll be releasing more about that on tomorrow. I'll probably put a little trailer up on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, Pass the Sugar TV, PASSDA SUGA I'll put up a little trip, but I want to be doing a special series for the month of December leading into the new year with LeeLee Speaks. More so because I don't know if you haven't watched the past few episodes of LeeLee Speaks, it's really been kind of more so a reflective, mental, just reflection, discussing, like kind of like a mental checkup. Put it that way. So I want this series. It's going to be basically kind of a mental checkup, but I want to really help people, and again, myself included, start preparing for the new year that's coming up. 2022 is less. It's December 1st right now. It's a month away. Um, and from what I just see and feel, it's like it feels like there's just so much energy out there, good energy, positive energy, and blessings start to come. And I really want to kind of really not only put myself in the mental mind state, but help others be in that mental mind state as well to be prepared for the upcoming year. So that's what's going to be happening with LeeLee Speaks. So stay tuned for Friday. Again, check out all my channels: YouTube, Facebook, and Pass the Sugar. I mean, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. for more information about that. Definitely, and I will definitely be releasing some more information about that tomorrow. Like I'm about to flood y'all timelines with it. So be prepared. Um, if you all didn't know, I am a genderqueer wardrobe stylist and beauty advisor. I am not doing any services right now. I might release a little something for December. I might do like some virtual service. I don't know yet. I'll see. I'm looking at that this week because my schedule's kind of crazy. But next year, January next month, I'm bringing all the services back. I'll be bringing back some new services too. So stay tuned. If always, if you want to find me, always you can always, of course, go to my website www.passthesugar passdasuga.com, and that's where you can really reach me there. Huh? That's hey, so you have multiple places to reach me. But with that being said, I'm gonna be out because I actually gotta go get ready, and I'll see y'all later.